Drew and Tristan Tate, more faith, no religion. Cut the grass low, see the snakes, better vision. Circumcision pause, cut their heads off. Loyalty, no improvision of boss. Y'all gon' learn y'all lesson. Class in what's the science?
Read and take, brothers. Every time you speak real, they take something. Either your life, freedom or money, but them snakes coming. 300, yeah, we might be few, but hot off of sparring. Niggas carry sticks to make that bread. Not talking Olive Garden, darling Parton, looking like Dolly Parton. Please get the.
And now, our feature presentation.
Not just that agreeableness motivates aggression, because it certainly does. It's also that the envious and the resentful can use compassion as a camouflage for their true intent, which is to tear down anyone who has more than them.
Ever felt that flutter in your stomach? Or sudden surge of sweat when you see someone with your partner or colleague? Well, you're not alone. Jealousy, that complex cocktail of emotions, has a powerful effect on not just our minds, but also on our bodies. Let's take a look at the science behind it. We're all familiar with the butterflies and sweaty palms effect. First, let's take a look at what I'd like to call the alarm system. First, we have the amygdala, which is primarily known for its involvement in processing fear and anxiety. Basically, it's our brain's center for fear and emotions. The amygdala gets triggered by a perceived threat. So when you see your partner chatting closely with someone new, the amygdala interprets this as a potential threat to your relationship, setting off an alarm. These triggers release stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, which cause your heart rate to jump, breathing to quicken, and muscles to tense up. That flight or fight response prepares you to react, even if the reaction may not be entirely rational. And then, the amygdala also activates the hippocampus, which is our memory center. The hippocampus excavates past experiences of betrayal or loss, and when these are recalled, then the emotional response gets more intense. This can lead to a mix of emotions like anger, sadness, and possessiveness, which fuel the unpleasant physical sensations. But then, we have another part of the brain kicking in. Here comes the insula, which is responsible for processing bodily sensations. The insula contributes to physical symptoms like sweating, trembling, and nausea. This is why your palms suddenly start sweating and you get the sweat chills. And last but not least, we have the nucleus accumbens. The nucleus accumbens is typically associated with pleasure parts of the brain. When triggered by jealousy, it gets hijacked and intensifies the craving for the desired person. So there you have it. These tiny but powerful components of your brain can create havoc in your body if left unchecked. But fear not, in a second we will give you some tips to help you out. It is important to remember that the intensity of these physical and emotional responses varies depending on the individual and situation. While jealousy is a natural human emotion, it's important to be aware of its impact and develop healthy coping mechanisms to manage it effectively. If you need it, we have created another video with the best and easy techniques to get you out of this unpleasant rabbit hole. Check the upper right corner of the screen to see the link. We will also post a link on the comments below. If you're struggling with intense or persistent jealousy, remember you're not alone. Sharing your thoughts on jealousy in the comments below can give you a sense of relief as we all learn how others cope with it.
Have you ever felt a pang of jealousy that you just couldn't explain? That rush of emotion that creeps in uninvited, reminding you of what you don't have and can't seem to ignore. But here's the twist. Jealousy isn't just some pesky emotion. It's actually a powerful ancient survival tool ingrained in our DNA. Today, we're diving into why jealousy exists at all and how it once played a critical role in human evolution. Welcome to Dr. John's Amazing Videos channel. If you're interested in how our instincts shape us, hit subscribe for deep dives into psychology, human behavior, and beyond. Let's unravel the roots of jealousy together. What is jealousy? First, let's understand what jealousy really is. Jealousy often gets confused with envy, but the two are different in subtle but important ways. Envy is that desire to have something someone else possesses, while jealousy often involves a perceived threat, particularly to something we already have, like a relationship or a status. But have you ever wondered why we feel this way? Why does a friend's success or a partner's attention to someone else trigger such an intense emotional response? It all comes down to the way we're wired. The evolutionary origins of jealousy. Imagine living in a time when survival depended on your alliances, social status, and your partner's fidelity. Jealousy, from an evolutionary standpoint, was a mechanism that helped our ancestors protect their most valuable resources, their partners, social bonds, and survival prospects. This primal response ensured that people would fight to secure their own reproductive success and resources. In hunter-gatherer societies, survival wasn't easy, and resources were limited. If someone encroached on your relationships or status, that could mean fewer resources, less protection, and even fewer chances to pass on your genes. Jealousy became a tool that safeguarded these critical assets by motivating individuals to keep competitors at bay. While our circumstances have changed drastically, the underlying wiring for jealousy remains. Today, we don't need to fight over resources for survival, but our brains still react as if we do. This is why jealousy can pop up at the smallest provocation. It's an ancient reaction, overreacting to modern-day triggers. Take social media, for instance. Scrolling through a feed filled with carefully curated images of success, relationships, and achievements, our minds start processing these as competitive threats, often subconsciously. Your brain registers these images as signals that your place or resources might be at risk, even if that's far from reality. This isn't necessarily rational, but evolution has wired us to perceive these threats in ways that made sense for survival millennia ago. Jealousy isn't trying to sabotage you, it's trying to keep you in a position of advantage. It's the remnants of a survival instinct, urging you to retain your place in the world. But jealousy isn't all negative. In fact, it can serve as a powerful motivator. When managed and understood, jealousy can prompt us to reflect on what we truly value and inspire us to achieve personal growth. Let's say you feel a pang of jealousy seeing a colleague achieve something you desire. Instead of letting jealousy fester, what if you reframed it? What if you asked yourself, why do I want this? Or, what can I do to achieve similar success? In this way, jealousy becomes a guidepost, helping us identify and pursue our goals. Knowing that jealousy is hardwired into us for survival helps us understand it better. But how do we keep it from taking over? Here are 3 strategies you can use to channel jealousy into something constructive. 1. Practice self-awareness. Identify the root cause. When jealousy arises, ask yourself what specific fear is being triggered. Are you worried about losing a relationship, status, or respect? This awareness can help you see jealousy for what it is, a protective mechanism. 2. Shift to a growth mindset. Instead of focusing on what you lack, turn that feeling into motivation. View jealousy as a mirror reflecting your own desires. Let it fuel your ambition rather than dampen your self-worth. 3. Limit triggers. Social media, for example, can be a constant source of jealousy. Try limiting your exposure, and remember that much of what you see is a highlight reel, not the full story. Jealousy is an ancient emotion, a survival mechanism rooted deeply in our evolutionary past. It's neither good nor bad, it's simply there to remind us of what we hold dear. By understanding its origins, we can turn jealousy into a force for personal growth rather than resentment. So, the next time jealousy creeps up, remember, it's your mind's way of keeping you sharp, helping you grow, and reminding you of your own goals and values. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the evolutionary roots of jealousy.
So, how do you overcome feelings of jealousy and envy? Jealousy and envy is basically when you see that someone has something and you want it for yourself. Islamically, there is a concept known as hasad. And hasad is similar to jealousy and envy, except that in hasad, you not only want something that someone else has, but you also want that they don't have it. So for example, let's say you know somebody who has more friends than you on Facebook or more followers on Twitter or something like that. Hasad is when you want the followers that they have, or you want more numbers than they have, and you want that they have less, so that they, whatever they're blessed with or whatever they have, that it gets taken away from them. Now, this is a normal thing. It's normal for people to feel jealous and envious of others when they see that Allah has blessed them with certain things.
There is substantial scientific evidence to show us today that if you remain angry for 5 minutes, you're literally poisoning yourself. Anger, resentment, hatred, jealousy, these are all poisons that you drink and you expect somebody else to die. Life does not work that way. You are drinking this poison because your life is an unconscious reaction to everything that happens around you. If you are a conscious response to every situation that occurs around you, you would be out of rage. If you are in rage, small things may happen your way. But if you are out of rage, the universe will work for you. Joy is not a rare happening, it is not an achievement or an attainment. It should be the natural ambience of your life. When you remain joyful, your whole life is a celebration.